that was just one thing. But before that, like, you was the man when it came to UM.
Yeah.
When it came to UM, so now. But before Big Dog signed with his agent to be.
Exactly.
We talk about, when you talk about coming to University of Miami, you talking about playing for the U. You ain't worried about who the coach was. You knew you was going to be with Uncle Luke first and foremost. And now, the UM jacket, I got that jacket in my closet, by the way. That jacket I got that
fire.
same jacket that you wearing. But just talk about your influence on the University of Miami and that too as well, because you talked about the Big Dog, but before that, come to UM because of your influence and your impact.
I mean, it was at the same time, like, I'm always a UM fan. When I was a kid, played football, brother would take me to the games. We get beat out of us 100-0 by all these. I'm sitting up there crying as a little jit. And then, and so now when I'm doing this music, UM is not good at the time. And I'm like, I'm going to put the school, we're going to put that U jacket on. So then we eventually end up putting the jacket on. And so same time, now there's become a surge of them. So they the bad guys, we're the bad guys. And we took on this life of, it's us against the world, because again, it's us doing hip hop in the South, which we ain't got no business doing. Hated us, when we became successful. I mean, literally hated us. We would have to go to concerts and fight other rap groups. And
for real?
That. Yeah.
We're gonna get into that too.
It was deep, and so UM having the same issue, and so before you know it, all these dudes, Melvin Bratton, Tobin Baines, you name it.
Bang.
Yeah,
Bang.
All them guys, they would Jerome Brown, and so we all would just sit down and have conversations about, don't like me, and then don't like them, and UM is not supposed to be mentioned with the Notre Dame.
Called us convicts. That's what they call you. They call UM convicts.
So that's why you saw them. They basically took the life of what we were doing.
They basically took 2 Live Crew and took
they were nasty.
They cleaned it up a little bit and put it on like they came.
No, they ain't clean it up.
They
ain't clean it up.
Just doing this in the front of my like
throwing that D and all that.
Throwing that D on my head. No, they ain't clean it up.
They ain't clean it up.
Going into the game, man. Y'all. So we would sit there every day.
You gotta love it. You gotta love that.
Oh, I was.
I bet you did.
And they was winning.
And they was winning.
It was gangster. That was awesome.
It was like, man, the world. All these. No, it was crazy. Every week the NCAA would change the rules, for the things that they were doing. Then every week we would go to my house before they go get locked up on Friday. We would go sit up there and come up with another rule, like, take your helmet off. Tell them to kiss your ass. Here we go. Lamar Thomas taking his helmet off.
Lamar Thomas.
Then go to the new rule. You can't take your helmet off. So the was crazy. We did so much wild. But
that was before they had the word swag. That was before they had the word swagger.
Yeah.
But the U,
man, when they came out with them fatigues on, and it was fire.
And you saw them all with the bandana.
Yeah.
I had the bandana doing the show, so they was like, let's wear the bandana. So everybody came in the office. They got the bandana. You see Ray Lewis with the bandana.
Ray.
You see, Warren Sapp with the bandana.
That was so fire.
Listen to the names he naming.
I know.
This is the names that he naming. I mean, over the years, the impact that you've had on UM football, and obviously a lot of those guys got to go to the next level, man. And I know for sure how I feel when I see you and how much respect I pay. But when you see those guys, and to this day, they still got the utmost respect, and there's still so much love for you and what you did for them, what you did for the community. You know what I'm saying? What you represent. Just tell me how that feel. Because you didn't do it for that.
No.
You did it because that's the type of person you are.
Yeah.
But to look back to see the impact that you had on some of these guys, man, how did that make you feel?
Man, it made me feel good. I mean, because, again, you got to remember, a place like Coral Gables is no different than Miami Beach. Miami Beach, you couldn't be on the beach after 6 if you were black. You go to jail. And that was similar to the same thing in Coral Gables. So when them dudes started going to Coral Gables, it wasn't like, okay, all right, y'all come, we're going to win some games. They had struggles over there also. And that's why I kind of got, linked up with them, was like, man, y'all got an opportunity to do some good, get an education here, better your future and all that. So that was more of a mentoring thing for me with them. Yeah. And so every year a new group would come in, and just like you say, guys would be recruited. I'll come have a conversation with them, take them to a party, the ones that you miss. And end up, I like it here.
I know
that. I don't want to go to North Dakota or nowhere.
You took it to the Rolex?
Whoa, we took him on the grand tour.
You took him on the
It was
grand
like,
tour.
do you want to go to some other like this? See, he escaped and went to Gainesville because he lived here.
Yeah, I had to.
But think about motherfucker from Gainesville to here.
Come on, man.
And then I take him on the grand tour.
Yeah.
I never missed on the recruit. So
I never missed on
You
recruit.
said Steve Smith name, but a lot of NBA guys, when they come to Miami, they with you.
yeah,
Like a lot, I've heard like a lot, man, my man Uncle Luke used to take care of me when I was down in Miami. Like now you have those relationships as well that you've been able to like establish, and respectfully, all these guys holler at you. Like, once again, this all started from you just rapping and standing up for what you believe in. Now you talk about Steve Smith and all these different guys, man. Just talk about that, because I know it from what I seen, but the world need to know how everybody see Uncle Luke.
right. Hey, man, all them dudes, man. Like I had a thing with the Heat, right? If you got drafted here, I would have to take them around and show them the city, because the city will eat your mother ass up.
Yes, sir.
Right, Keith Askin,
K.A.
Bimbo Coles,
Bimbo.
and all them boys. Yeah, see,
Them dogs, they used to talk about you all the time.
Exactly, yeah, man. Them dudes. So I would get them dudes some kind of way, because I had a club on the beach, Luke's Miami Beach, right, and get them in. Hey, look. First of all, we got it. I had this thing with them. You get drafted, let me see how many shots you could take. See if you really bought that life. And then I would take them on a whole grand tour and say, this place don't go.
Yeah.
This place don't go. I remember the same thing with the last guy I did it with was D-Wade.
Yes.
D-Wade came in, he had his white T-shirt on and had his hat backwards, green-ass shorty from Marquette. Come on, man. Let me take you around. Don't go here. Don't go here.
Green-ass shorty
Don't
from
fuck
Marquette.
with this. When you go to this club, leave that in there. Take them all around and look, don't do this. Don't go here. If you got to go this direction, so all them dudes, man. And then, over the years, whether it was Sam Cassell, Nick Van Exel,
By the way, we laugh about it, but that's valuable information.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like the most valuable information you can give somebody.
For sure.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like
Where
we
not
laugh
to
about
go.
it's funny, ha ha, he. That's valuable information for people.
Real shit.
Yeah, you
Because
can
like
go,
you said, most like a lot of cities, but Miami will eat you up now.
oh, it would eat you up.
You take a left instead of a right.
Man, I done seen it eat a whole lot of people come up
Man.
here with high expectations. Not just sports, but entertainment.
100%.
They think, these eat your ass
Man, for
alive.
sure.
The lifestyle to have you out all night long. And so, that's how I kind of became friends with a lot of all them dudes, DC and, what it was, Weber, all them dudes. I knew all them dudes.
DC,
We
naming some real
vibe.
OGs, man.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
OGs, solid dudes too.
Yeah, real good dudes. And when I would go to their city, they look out and things like that. No matter who it was in sports, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm rapping about you want to come to the party. Everybody want to come to the show.
wanna hear that?
Like you said before we got out here, the reason you picked that avenue to rap in because it has no limits, has no age limit.
Back then it was no cars on that highway. I was just flying doing 110.
No cars on the highway. I
felt
like
I
that.
was
No cars on the highway.
No cars on the highway.
I don't like traffic. Give me a lane where I ain't got to be riding no traffic.
No one else was talking about it at the time.
And everybody loved it.
Yes, sir.
Everybody
Ain't that
loved
the
it.
truth? Ain't that the truth? Now this segues into, because you touching on so many things that kind of just segue into something. The community, obviously, because when we talked about Liberty City and we talked about the Liberty City Warriors and just all these youth groups my son started playing in. Your impact on the youth all the way up into the high school level and how invested you are on that. You know what I'm saying? You don't just put your money, you put your time, you put your effort. You're present. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people could throw money at shit and never show up and never be around. You're present. I want to talk about your impact in the community, you know what I'm saying? And just, my generation, we obviously know you, but this young generation really don't know you, but they do know you because you're there. You're present in the community, giving back. Let's talk about your impact in the community, man, what you do for the kids, coaching, all these different things, because there's so many layers to you.
Yeah, I mean, everything comes from my upbringing and my growing up. Me being a kid, it wasn't no organized football in Liberty City, so we had to get bused to Miami Beach, to Flamingo Park. So before you know it, you get bused over there, then you go to school over there. And, you know, I'm getting up as a kid, me and my other homeboys, we basically was going over there to make the sports better.
Yeah.
And so at the same time, I was like, man, ain't no kids should be, you know, have to do that.
I didn't even
their
know that.
community to go into somebody else's community. Even when they really don't want you, you got to be off the beach at 6 because you black.
I did not know that. So
Yeah.
Because obviously my pop's from the city. You know, I'm from the city. There was no sports or there was no football. You had to go to.
It was no football.
No football in Liberty City.
Right. So
mind you, this is the bed of talent for football
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
So it was no football in Liberty City. Wow.
it was virtually none. You had a couple programs
Wow.
doing it, but they were not doing it at a very high level.
Okay.
You know, the beach was glossy. They would buy you shoes. You get you some brand new Pumas. You know, they go to the grocery store and you just pack. You know, they just made that glossy. You know, so all the best players ended up going over there. And, you know, we ended up, you know, doing what we had to do over there. So I always say when I make 2 cents over my lunch money, I'm gonna start a program on that level.
2 cents over lunch money.
And you know, my first check was buy an old girl a crib. Then the next check was start my youth program, Liberty City Optimus.
Yes.
You know, Sam Johnson, he had baseball. You know, Coach Sam
Yes,
came and said,
Coach
hey,
Sam.
man, you know, sponsor my baseball team. And I was like, on the one condition that I start football on the park. You know, it was like, okay, let's do it. And before you know it, we ended up starting football. The first day, it was crazy. Probably 1,000 kids came out. Chad Johnson.
Yeah.
He was one of the first kids.
Ochocinco.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the first kids in the program. Edie Bo and all them
Edie
dudes.
Bo.
Edie Bo. So all
My
them
dog.
dudes.
Shout out Edie Bo.
Yeah, all them dudes ended up playing in the program when I first started. And we went from there to you name it, man. I mean, it's like Devontae Freeman, Duke Johnson,
That's so
Levante
dope.
Davis,
That's so
You hear these names? You hear these names?
Kalijah Cansey, Tutu. I mean,
Tutu Atwell. Like, this still
the
going
list
on.
goes
Like, from the
on and
old to
on
the
and
young.
on of
Yes.
kids that played in the program. His son, you know what I'm saying? We got politicians, we got doctors and lawyers and all kind of like that.
And mind you, when you get old like me, it's just a place for my age to fellowship while our kids go out there and
Exactly
play.
right.
I ain't run into all my homeboys
Exactly right.
because it's just the next generation. Come out there and now you get a chance to meet all your homeboys and y'all hang out while y'all kids grow up together the same way y'all did, and it just continues to go.
full
Yeah,
circle.
it keep going, and you know, so along the way, I'm looking at a lot of our kids, you know, achieve greatness, and then I'm looking at a lot of kids come back, making a bunch of money and end up being broke. You know, it's like, oh, what we got to do right now, you know, and so then we started getting getting into representing kids, because like Friedman and Duke Johnson, we had them since they were like
Good for
8.
you.
It was
Yes.
like, man, we can't let them get fucked up
No
like
doubt.
this.
Yes.
And then we kind of represented them and
That's awesome.
made Friedman the highest paid running back in the NFL, and he was a 4th-round draft pick, you know, and making all this money, you know. But the great thing about them, and we was doing it, you know, I don't pretty much like doing that side of the business. Is crazy, is mainly making sure that they do the right thing with their finances, and those dudes did that.
Good.
So you did obviously the Asian part too, obviously, and that was a family business.
Yes.
Yeah, and just talk about the family business as far as being an agent and representing these guys as you took it to another level, because there's another side of that part too. That
Yeah.
You didn't do it all by yourself, right?
Yeah, no. Me and the ex, you know, we decided, she was a lawyer. Like, look, you know this law thing, and you know, I know this athletic thing, this football and all this, and then we eventually end up coming together, you know, repping these dudes. But it was more just to help them not
Yes.
get caught up in the same cycle, because these are kids that jumping in the pool, you know, playing on my youth football team and all that, and that's how I got into it. You know, I always said, you know, my career died down, I'm gonna go back to the park and start coaching. And so Freeman and Duke and all them, you know, that was a part of one of my first teams that I coached, not necessarily the park. And it was crazy. So once I got the bug, I just stayed coaching. And
Yes.
right now I'm coaching to the day. So my first coaching job was 2003.
Yes.
And I don't even know how many years that is. Now I'm a head coach at Miami Edison right now. But it's a good thing of being able to help these kids get in college, you know, and achieve dreams that they never would have been able to achieve.
But
You heard that, Killer?
Yeah.
Head coach.
I know. I love it. Head coaching.
Head coach. Fellas, I'm talking to y'all one more time. Nobody likes to wait. None of us. I can't stand being in traffic. I can't stand waiting for my coffee. I hate waiting to get off work. So why would I make my woman wait? I don't even wait in line. I get out and leave. Can you imagine if my woman was waiting on me and she walked out the house and left? So don't make her wait. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Have that roast box in your pocket, have it in your glove compartment, have it in your wallet, wherever you need it. But boy, you need to stay hard. Fellas, take control of your sex life. Dominate your bedroom. She might never tell you, but she love it when you run the show. Roast Box is a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a secret weapon against that wet noodle. They hit the bloodstream faster because they dissolve under the tongue. And getting hard faster means there's no more waiting to perform, baby. Roast Box gives you the boost to last longer, and everyone gets more pleasure and climaxes more. Y'all definitely gonna have to hydrate at the end. Ro connects you with medical providers 100% online, so there's no awkward conversation with in-person providers. If approved, treatment shipped directly to your door. No, it ain't coming in a bow, but you got that Ro. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off your first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with your provider at ro.co/OGs to find out if prescription Ro Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/OGs for $15 off your first order.
Basketball fans, it's win or go home time. The NBA Conference Championships are here and the intensity is off the charts. Every possession matters, and there's still time to get in on the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Here's the deal. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets. That's right. Pick your side, place your bet, and get ready to cash in. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up using code OGs. The crown is yours. Stay in on the action and use your $300 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Pick 6 and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code OGs and bet just $5 on any wager and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's promo code OGs only at DraftKings Sportsbook.